They're
Yeah.
not the easiest to push around.
No. Oh, no. But you know what? I give them business. Trust me. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna listen.
They listen. Exactly. And it's like, oh, Linda's on the other side. Oh. I've had that. I had one attorney call me. It was so funny Monday. I'm like, oh, hey, Mike, what's up? He's like, oh, hey, I hate to. I'm like, no, talk to me. He goes, I go, no, that's bullshit, Mike. We never agreed to that. I go, do you have any proof of that? He's like, I had to call you, Linda. I know. Don't yell at me. I'm like, I'm not yelling at you. Because the buyer like pulled out some crap. I'm like, that's bullshit. I go, that was never in the contract. We never agreed to it. They're just pulling that out of their ass. I'm like, we're not doing it. He's like, I'm just calling. I said, okay, you can tell them to scratch my ass, to kiss my ass. He's like, well, I can't tell them that. I go, well, tell them whatever you want. And I'm like, really? And I call the agent. I go, what the hell? She's like, I'm sorry. I go, we didn't agree. She's like, I know, my buyer. I said, all right, your buyer's being an ass. She tried. She ain't getting it done. Next. Because they pull shit at the last minute. Oh, my goodness.
All right, well, Linda, be well and be safe.
Yes, you too. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
You're in the store. Bring me 3 lemons, please.
Oh, I'm not in the store yet.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go yet because I've been working.
My throat is starting to bother me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, a little bit.
You have a sore throat?
No, it's just my tonsils. No.
Is it the same like last time?
Yeah, the same like last time.
Okay.
Yeah. I went outside into the mailbox to 2 times. See, let me walk a little bit.
I know, right?
Give it fresh air in the sun. Oh my God. So shit. It starts, you see, it starts so much inside the house.
No, I know. You need to get out and get air.
Yeah. So, but my tonsils saying, oh shit, let me call Linda. Guess you still have a one. And then you leave it. So, and the pharmacy, they call already.
I'll call them now because I'm going to go there later.
And I said on the phone, my daughter's going to go there later.
Yeah.
He's going to go. Oh, God.
Yeah, until you pick it up, they'll call you 50 times.
Oh.
You don't have a fever or a cough, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, good.
No.
Okay.
But I always.
Well, you always have your little cough. Yes, that you always have.
Because the medication.
Yes.
Give me the little cough.
Yeah.
When I take it.
But that's nothing new.
No, that's nothing new. No.
Right. Okay.
No, I haven't.
And remember, because that's going to go for me. When he drops it off, put gloves on, bring the bag upstairs, and wash everything, and throw the bag in the garbage.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
do that all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And make sure you have gloves on, and then you wash your. Even you can put your soap, your gloves from your soap.
Yeah, I do that. I put my gloves to open it up my mouth.
Yeah. Exactly. Good.
And to touch the thing because the people they don't have the gloves.
No, they don't.
When they open it, when they're pushing it,
Mm-hmm.
I take the gloves, took the gloves with me.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Right?
All right. Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, let him put him in the garage. I open the garage and put him in the garage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like what I did, same thing.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you for calling your 24-hour CVS pharmacy located at 280 South Main Street, New City. If you are a healthcare provider or calling from a doctor's office, press 2 now. For information on the coronavirus, please call our hotline at 1-888-300-4419. How can I help you?
Picking up a prescription.
Okay, prescription pickup. Say or enter the 6 to 7.
Linda, it's Vinny. Your microphone's on and you're on the phone. Just wanted to let you know.
Oh, who is me?
Yeah, your phone is on the
Sorry, thank you.
broadcast. I just wanted to let you know.
Yourself.
Thanks.
Sorry. Please say or enter the 6 to 7 digit RX number. Sorry, we seem to be having trouble.
This one guy has like sister wives. The one guy's married to like 5 different women. The other guy's gay and married to 2 different men. Like there's like cults and like.
Hi guys.
Sharon, you're doing a me. Mute yourself. It's Linda.
Hi Linda, it's Erin. How are you?
I'm good. Erin. How are you?
I'm good. Are you guys here to learn about designs in Command?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes,
I wasn't sure.
how are you?
I wasn't sure by the conversation going on what we were here for.
Love it.
I'm gonna give everybody a minute to come on in and then we'll get started in a couple of minutes.
Awesome.
Hopefully everybody can see my screen.
Yes.
Great. Great. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Today we're going to take a look at using Command for lead generation, specifically through the Design Center and through campaigns. So I would hope that at this point everybody knows how to log into Command. You go to agent.kw.com. I'm going to try to monitor the chat as best I can while I'm doing this. It's okay, Sharon. We do a lot of talking about TV these days. So here we go to agent.kw.com, and here we're obviously on the home screen of Command. And as all of you hopefully know, if you hit this little red box up here in the top left corner, you will get a menu to open so that you can see what all of the applications are very easily without having to hover over them. So before you get started in using the designs or the campaigns, you want to make sure that you have your settings set up, that you have your Facebook or your social media links set up in your settings, that you have them integrated into Command, and that you have your marketing profile set up. Because as I'm going to show you in the designs, a lot of information is going to pull from your marketing profile. Any logos, photos, verbiage, things like that are going to pull right from there. So you always want to make sure that you go up to your settings in the top right, and you go to your marketing profile and have that set up before you get started. So we're going to come in here and we're going to go to designs. And when you first log into designs, if you don't see anything here, if you haven't been in here, that's okay. Because what it's going to show you first is any of your saved templates. Anything that you've already created is going to be here as a library. So if this is empty, it just means that you haven't created anything yet, but the templates are still here from the company. And that's down here on the right-hand side. However, if you do have things that you've already created, you can sort through them using these tabs on the top to find things that you've already done and easily toggle through your own library. But if you're looking to create a brand new piece, we're going to hit this plus sign in the blue circle down on the bottom right. And it'll give you options for what type of designs you want to create. So you'll either want to create a social media design or a print design or a video design, which I'm going to show you the videos because I think they're really cool. Or you can import a PDF of something you found somewhere else, and it's going to make it able to be modified. So if you find a PDF anywhere that you really like, something maybe somebody else created or from someplace else, you can upload that into the Design Center and then modify it and personalize it for all your own information, which I think is a really great feature. You can modify an existing piece. So you have your options here for creating a design. And you also have the option down here to import photos and texts from a listing. So if you're doing a just sold or a just listed or something where you're advertising a property, you can check this box off and it will give you the option to pull that listing information. So you'll decide which one you want. And I'm just, for the sake of this, I'm going to click on social media and I'm going to click next. And this is where it's going to ask you what property you want to put into your design if you're looking for a property. So you can just pull up just your own listings, or you can pull up all of the listings in all of KWLS. So you'll see I'm finding things all across the country. And I'm able to also sort either by MLS number or property address, and I can select any property that I want or search for an address up here for a property. So I'm just going to select this one because it's nice. And it's going to bring me now into the set of templates that Keller Williams has put together. And they update these constantly. What they do is they look through the group of templates and they take out the bottom 250 that don't get used the most and replace those on a monthly basis. So you'll find new designs in here all the time. So on the left, they're categorized. So the first set are things that you can post onto Instagram to advertise your app. So they have a bunch of different designs here. But if you look over here, there are listing related, your for sales, your just listeds, so forth, buyer related, lead gen related, and you'll look through here and you can decide all of the templates that you want to use, different email signatures and social branding, and of course, other things down here. So if I wanted to advertise a listing, I wanted to do maybe a for sale advertisement on Facebook, or I wanted to do some sort of open house advertisement on Instagram, this is where you would go to be able to create any of those. So if I wanted to pick any of these, I would select, and it's going to show me all of the options for all of the templates that Keller Williams has. And you'll see here what social media platform that you want it to go on. And you're going to want to be very cautious of this, because if you're doing an Instagram post or an Instagram story, you'll notice it's sized differently. So you'll want to make sure that you are picking the proper social media platform so that the size is correct, because you'll see they're all different. A Facebook post, if you make it and post it on Instagram, it's going to come out funny and it's not going to show the whole thing because it doesn't have the right size. So just make sure that you're keeping track of that. So you'll find whatever design it is that you want to use, and you'll simply just hit use, and it'll open up the template. Now, this goes back to what I was saying before about making sure that your that your marketing profile is set up, because all of this information that's in your library over here is going to come from the marketing profile. So obviously your photo, any text that you have. So if you look here, this is a pre-made library of your name, your bio, the company name, all of these different pieces. And you can add more text and images to your library. So if you have a slogan, or you have some sort of something you say on every card, some sort of call to action, down here, it's a little hard to see because you'll see it though, it says add to library. So if you have a piece of text that you want to add to your library to save, so that every time you want to pop it onto a card or a flyer, you can, you just go down here and hit add to library, and you can type whatever your text is. And I know that it's very weird that it's this gray on black on beige, whatever color scheme this is, it's really hard to read, but you can come in here and put in several different pieces of text that you may want to have in your library. And once you put these in this box and you hit the X, it'll now be saved in your library. So now anytime I want to put that onto a card, I literally can just drag it onto the piece. So you can come through this library and you can add logos and images and all sorts of things to the library that you then will be able to put on your card every time you want to do it. So you'll be able to save all of these things. So I can very easily put my agent photo over here. I don't want it that big. That's kind of scary. Good. I can hit it and it'll pop it onto the card, and I can put it where I want it to go. Not cooperating with me today. Here we go. I can put it where I want it, and then I can start to add my name, and it's all over here, and it's all already pre-typed. I can go up here, change the font, change the color, and start to build the card that I want. And I can start to put all my information here. So that's the first thing that you can do, is create that library of all of your text and images and logos and start to build that information for your card. Icons, logos, and there's also stock photos too that you can select that you would be able to put different stock icons and things like that. Why is this not pulling up all of a sudden? And it kicked me completely out. So we're just going to pop right back in. So now from here, if I wanted to change this photograph to be a photograph of my listing, since I selected that checkbox when I picked off what I wanted to do, I can come over here to KWLS, this button right here on the bottom left, and I have two options here. The first thing is it's going to show me all of the photos that are in the MLS for my listing, and it's going to show me all of the listing details for this listing. So this is where I would see the address and all of these things here. So if I wanted to replace this large photo with the photo of the house, or replace anything on this page with something in my library, you simply select what you want to replace. And when you come over here and you hover over the photo you want to replace, you're going to see this little replace image icon. And what that icon does is it replaces the image that you want to replace with the exact same size image. So if I hit replace image, it's going to take my image and put it in the same size as that particular image was before. So it's going to take the image out of my details and put it in here. I can do the same with any of these photos, or if I wanted to add more photos, I could certainly do that as well. If I wanted to have a small photo that was maybe offset in the corner, I could do that, and I can just really make this exactly what I want it to be for my card. You can do the same thing with listing details, that same replace feature. So if I go to listing details and I want to add the address, I can scroll down here and find the address, highlight the piece I want to replace, which is the address, and you'll see this little replace image. And then I've replaced the address. And again, you can play around with the font and the color and the size by using this menu up here. So if I didn't want the address to be white, I wanted it to be red, or I wanted it to be green, I could make any of those changes. Same thing with this for sale. If I thought it should be a different color, I could make it a different color, or I could remove it altogether if I didn't want it to say for sale. Let's say I liked the style of this postcard, but I wasn't really looking for it to be a for sale. I could just delete what it says, and it could be maybe a price adjusted. And I can just make whatever changes I want, drag this out, change the size if need be, change the color if need be, and just start to play with all of these items over here and just start to put everything in. You can add text if it's just a one-off text and it's not something that you want to save to your library. You could add titles, subtitles, text body, and just put different pieces of text on your card. You could put different frames. So if I wanted a photo that was this shape, I could then come here, hit photos, and put photo that shape if I wanted to. I could draw different icons and things on here if I wanted to. I could do whatever I wanted to do. So there's a lot of different options for how to personalize this card for yourself and what to do with it once you have an idea. But I love the fact that everything pulls over from the MLS, so all of the photos and the listing details all come right from the MLS. So does anybody have any questions so far about this process here? Pretty easy, right? Once you're happy with it and you want to then put it on social media or decide what you want to do with it, you can download it. And you can download it as a JPEG, a PNG, or a PDF. So anything that you may need for any of your purposes, whether you're putting it in an email, you're sending it to a client, you're posting it on social media, you can come up here and you can download it.
I just sent it over to you in the loop.
And then you can save it to your computer and then upload it anywhere you need to, or we can put it into a campaign for social media if we choose to do that as well. So I can save this as my price adjusted card. And then now I have that saved. So that's a really easy way to make a social media post that then we're going to show how to put it in a campaign, or you can just go directly to Facebook if you want to and post it from there. You also can hit this icon here, which says share, and post it to Facebook or Twitter, or I guess that's Pinterest, right from here. So you can do it several different ways. So there's about 3 or 4 different ways that you can take this and then start to modify it from there. So when you're done, obviously you would hit done, and it's now going to save it into your design templates that you then can go back to for the future. So you have all of these templates here once you start creating different pieces. Does anybody have any questions on that before we move on to the video? Okay. So these design centers, the design center allows you to create videos based on a different town and different demographics that you then, of course, can post anywhere you want, whether it's social media or you want to post it in an email or anything like that. So I'm going to hit the arrow again, the little plus sign again on the bottom to create new. And this time I'm going to select video. And I'm going to hit next. And this isn't about a specific listing, so I don't have to worry about checking this box off. But I'm going to hit next. And it's going to ask me to either search for a town or for a neighborhood. I can start to search for a different town here. So I could pick Goshen and hit next. And it's going to actually bring me data, like a snap of data of this area. So it's going to tell me where I chose, tell you the average home price, whether they're on the rise or declining, and you can change this if you don't agree with what it's saying. Average price per square footage, average price per square foot is holding steady, number of homes, etc., and it gives you all the statistics of the area. You also can tag the area based on what you believe it might be known for. So Goshen defaulted to these things, but I could choose from a whole library of different things. If I know that a town is known for something specific, I can add to 3. So I could replace that with historic because I believe that Goshen is historic. So I could add that as a neighborhood feature. You of course have your information here and the market center information with the logo and all of the information that you need. So that's all it takes to create a video, is to literally type in the neighborhood or the town that you're interested in. And when you hit next, it's going to create this video. Take a generate, so we just hold tight for a minute and let's see if we can preview it. I think I have to download it. Itchy. And you'll see it gives all the little bits of information that it had in that box. So that's just a really cute video that you can create that you, and then when I hit videos in my library, it's going to be here and I can download it, or I can use it in a campaign, or I can share it on social media right from here. And it took absolutely no effort to create that video at all. But really you could say, you know, check out what's going on in the market in these areas. and you'll be able to share that on social media. So it's a really easy, quick way to advertise a town or advertise an area. All the statistics are there for you, so you don't have to worry about finding them or searching for them. And really, it only takes about 5 seconds to create that video. So that's one of my favorite features, and that's one of the newest features that's been out pretty much since we came back from family reunion, is for that. So again, when you come into designs, you just decide what type of design you want, decide if you need to import any text, and then just go into the templates. And if you know how to modify one piece out of this, you know how to work them all, because they all work the same way. So if I wanted to make some sort of a flyer about maybe a neighborhood, I could do, let's say, go to, I'm looking for something specific, neighborhood snap. So let's say I want to make some sort of a flyer or a postcard. And again, you'll see here the different options. So make sure you select the option that you want for different areas. So if I want to make a postcard with a neighborhood snap, I can choose the postcard I want. And again, just like with the video, these snaps are already saved in here. All this information for all these neighborhoods is already saved. So you're not looking for anything. So if you wanted to replace this with the town of your choice or the neighborhood of your choice, you would come over to that same KWLS button on the left, but instead of selecting listing, you would select snapshot. And you could start to type in either a neighborhood or a postal code. I could start to type in the town I'm looking for, and then it'll start to bring up neighborhoods in that area. So I start to pull up, let's say, Goshen. And so if I want to replace this now and make this card about Goshen, I do the same thing that I did before. I highlight what I want to replace, and you'll see the brackets start to form around it. And then I come over here, and whether I want the big tall one or the short one, I just replace the image. Or maybe I want this one, I just replace the image. And for some, it's not coming the same size this time. Let's go down, maybe there's one more. Yep, there's one more. There's always an answer. Replace that image. So now I've got all my statistics for that. I can then come here and say, will your next move be to Goshen, New York? I can even change these photos. These are stock photos that are in the library, but you can either replace them with other stock photos by going to images and company, stock images, and you can select from others. Or if you have a photo you want to put in here, maybe you want to take a photo of something that's actually in the town that you're looking to make a card for. Or maybe you want to have a photo of a listing that you have or something like that. You can come in here and select and just obviously make any changes that you want with any photos that you have either in your library already or here in the stock photos. So you're able to create this card to be whatever you want. And then for a card, obviously there's a back. So the back is where you could start to put all of your information in from your library. And I could mine, and we could just start. I can replace her name with mine, and it's really just that easy. As long as you have the stuff in your library, you can just replace the information and put it where you want to. Now, Command itself in the Design Center, you would design the postcard and you would mail it through the campaigns. So anything that you're creating in Designs is not where you would actually send it out from. Once we create our postcard and we save it, then we can go into the campaigns and we can send it out through the Real Mailers mailing database, which is in the campaign. You can create it through here. So once we have everything that we want, come in here. Where's my Market Center logo? I want this one. So I put my Market Center logo and so on. So you get the point of how to come in here and start making and changing all of your information here. And once you're done, again, you can download it if you want to save it as a JPEG or as a PDF. You can post it to social media if you want to post it to social media, or you can save, download it, and then move on to the campaign so that you can actually have the card printed. So before we move on to the campaigns, does anybody have any questions about the Design Center? Nicole, from what I understand this information, I'm just looking through the chat for a second. It auto-populates from the Nextdoor. It comes straight from Nextdoor. So you can certainly get that information from there. If you find that you don't believe it's correct, you can correct it, but it does auto-populate directly from tax records and through Nextdoor. Yes, Linda, I'll show you when we go into campaigns. You can do specific, you can't do specific streets, but what you can do is you can do the 100 closest houses to a street. So it's more of a farming than selecting the actual streets. So you would do more of like a farming to that than choosing actual streets. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to bounce into the campaigns. And there's several different kinds of campaigns that you can run. There's paid campaigns, which are your Facebook paid ads. There's email campaigns, direct mail, which is your postcards, and social posts, which are just posts right to Facebook that are not paid. So you can see here. And when you run campaigns, you can actually see it shows you how much money you've spent, how many impressions you've gotten, so how many times it's been viewed, and how many leads have been captured. And when you run a campaign through here, any leads that are captured go directly into your database right here in Command. And you'll also get a notification in the Kelly app that you have a new lead. So you'll know immediately through Kelly, as long as you've gone into the settings in your phone and turned your notifications on, you'll know that you've gotten a new lead. So you'll be able to catch it immediately. And then of course that person will be in your database where you can start to market to them and treat them as you do the rest of the people in your database. So again, this is your library of things that you've done, but to create a new campaign, you would hit create a new campaign. And again, it shows you your options. There's your paid social ad, which is your Facebook post or your Facebook ad that you will target to people that don't necessarily already like your page. You're targeting it out to people to try to generate new business. There's just plain social posts where you can just post a message onto Facebook. Direct mail is your postcards, and then an email campaign. So I want to just show everybody here. I want to make sure that you see that how easy it is to do one of the Facebook paid ad campaigns. And for as little as $10 or $1 a day, you can run an ad on Facebook that can generate back leads. So for less than $1 a lead, you can lead generate out to people that you may not have normally been able to target. So when I hit on social ad, the first thing it's going to ask me to do is to enter a campaign name. So this can be an advertisement on a specific property, or it can just be something about brand awareness or attracting listings. You can decide. But if it's on a property, you may want to name this campaign. This is just for your own reference, the name of whatever it is. And let's say I want to advertise a listing. And then down here, it's where will my campaign run. So you can decide on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, but be careful to check all three at once. I would do them one at a time so that you can easily check your return on investment and know what's working and what's not working. So I would run your Facebook ad, then run your Instagram ad. I wouldn't necessarily pop it all into all of that. And then when I've made all these choices, I can hit set up campaign, and it's gonna literally bring you through the easy steps to walk you through your campaign. So your listings will all show here when you come in, if you're looking to advertise a listing. If not, you can do all listings and you can choose a listing. I don't have any listings, so I don't have anything. So you'll see here now the listing, and if you chose the wrong one by accident or you want to change your mind, you can come in and hit change listing. From there, it's going to ask you for some ad text, and you're going to see on the right-hand side here at all times exactly what your ad looks like as you're going through. So the main copy really is something that is kind of short, clear, and to the point to get your message across. Anything that might be exciting, landmarks, things nearby. I would cut this down a little bit for this and even just put, you know, custom built, ranch, and just say something about the area, something about the town, just something quick that's kind of exciting and gets people's attention, because you know people aren't going to read a lot on Facebook, so you don't want to go too crazy. Headline can only be up to 40 characters, so this could be something like ranch home, and you'll see here on the right hand side, you'll start to again see what it looks like. And then there's just a short description. You can use suggestions. So the suggestion, it says you could be coming home to this, or you can type anything that you want. Anything that you want to put as part of your text. Obviously, you have to follow all fair housing guidelines and ethical guidelines, and it has to comply with anything, nothing misleading or political or anything like that. So once you have everything here, you can save your text and go on to the next section, which is media. And media is obviously the photos. So it's going to automatically pull the very first photo, but you don't have to use the first photo. You can come here to add more, and it'll give you all of the photos in the listing. You can have more than one. You can add images from either designs that you've created in the library, or you can upload images. So if you created a design that you want to have as the main photo here, you can take it right out of your design library, or upload an image from your computer that you have, or you can even add a video. So again, I can add a neighborhood video that I created from designs. I can upload a video or embed a video link. So these are my options. And just note, videos must be shorter than 10 minutes. So in this day that we're in right now, if you have created any of those virtual open houses, or you were able to take videos of your home before we unfortunately could not go out, you may want to come in here and upload that video into this ad so that you can continue to have more and more information about the internals of your house, and you're essentially showing the house on your Facebook post. So if I want to choose from the listing, again, I can choose as many images as I want. I can preview them, crop them. I can change what size they are and how they look, and start to add all of my images. I can decide if I want the logo on the left or the right, and then save any of my media. So now I have my media in there, I have my text in there, and now I'm here at my Facebook configuration. So it's going to first ask me what account I want it on. So it's going to show me all of the accounts that I have, groups, all of the Facebook public groups that I am the admin of. So it's going to let me decide which group I want to post my ad on. So make sure, again, like I mentioned at the beginning, that in your settings, you've connected your Facebook account to your, you've integrated it into Command, because that's the only way that this will show that option here. So you want to set a destination for people viewing your ad. We recommend using the Facebook lead generation form, and the reason that is it's a little bit more of a forced registration, and it pulls any information that people have from Facebook. So if they don't want to put their name, they don't have to if you use a site or a landing page, but with the lead generation form, it will pull their name automatically from their Facebook profile. However, if you have a landing page or another site that you want to use, you can, but the Facebook lead generation form definitely brings the most information back to you from your customers. You can put a little button or call to action, so learn more, sign up, apply now. You can choose from one of those. And here, after viewers submit the lead form, the Facebook lead form, you can direct them to any website or landing page that you want. So you can either direct them right to your own website. I don't think there's www anymore in these. So you can put them to your own site, or if you've created a landing page anywhere in this, in your consumer experience here, you can add that landing page and have a follow-up destination for when somebody clicks on your ad. So the next thing it wants to ask you is ad targeting. And the first thing that it's going to automatically go to is it's going to go to a 20-mile radius of where the property is located. But you can hit use custom settings and you can change that. So you can either target your database, and the only way that this will work to target your database is if you have the Facebook URLs of your database in their profile. So if you don't have their Facebook URLs in their profile, you can't target your database with this particular type of ad, but you can target a custom audience. So if you're looking, you can either send it as a radius around where the property is located, or if you think you want to target a different area, you can start to, oh wait, Kansas. You can start to find a different area for you target. So let's say I want to target the 20-mile radius around Brooklyn. See if people maybe down there want to move up this way into a beautiful home. I can decide to do that. I also can add or change interests. Now, all of us that have Facebook profiles personally ourselves, you know that you can like different pages. So you can go around and you can like all these different pages for different things, all in all avenues of life. And what you can do here is you can target this ad to people that like certain things. So you may want to pick things that are real estate related or home related. So I may want to find people that like Zillow, because if someone likes Zillow on Facebook, odds are they're looking to purchase a home. Maybe somebody likes something about mortgage rates, and I can come in here and start to do that. And you want to make sure that this says or, not and, because if you have Zillow and mortgage and home, you're going to knock yourself out. You're not going to find anything. But if you do or, it will find people that are yes or no, you know, and or. So they like Zillow, or they like mortgage, or they like something like that. Yes, Linda, you can use your video tour links, absolutely. So you would come through here and just start to find what you want to find. And when you're ready with your target audience, you can hit save. So now you have your target audience of your interests. You've got your location. And then the next thing it wants to ask you is, what is the duration of the ad and how long do you want it to run for? So it's going to automatically default the campaign budget to $30. So if you're not looking to spend 30, which you can just spend 10, that's okay. It would be 10 days for $1 a day per channel, which one, this is one channel, Facebook, and your ad would run here, but you can also change the dates that your ads run. So it's going to do 10 days for $10 at $1 a day. And then it will ask you when you hit publish. So once you're ready, and your campaign is completely ready to go, when you hit publish, it will just ask you actually to have a credit card on file to pay this ad. So that's a really quick and easy way that you can advertise one of your listings as a paid ad to more than just the people that like your Facebook page, to people that people that you don't know, and generate more leads. So does anybody have any questions about these campaigns? Can either chat or if you want to unmute. They're fairly easy to do and they don't cost a lot. So you can certainly start to advertise yourself and your listings and see what your return on investment is for that. We have a question. Okay.
Erin?
Go ahead, Linda. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, did I interrupt Linda? I'm sorry, I didn't raise my hand.
Oh, no,
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 yeah.
hey, Lori.
We're used to you, Lori. It's good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lori.
I was just gonna ask, since I don't have any listings right now, can I just make a video and send that out through Facebook? Can
Yes, you can do that. When just don't select the listing. If you don't select the listing, it'll still allow you to do you know, videos and photos and things like that. Just don't select the listing.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Linda.
Hi. I'm not sure if you answered it. If you did, I apologize for the question. But did you say that you can put in there, select like an area, so I can pick Manhattan or Long Island or like a specific targeted? That was in there.
So down here, when you're in the Facebook ad generation part, down in ad targeting, you can decide where you want and decide a mile radius.
Okay, there you go.
Where, and if you ever have any questions, there's a little help about database targeting.
Yes.
That can give you a little bit of an idea. But yep, you can target anywhere. It doesn't have to go where the property is. A lot of times you don't want it to go where the property is. You want to advertise it
exactly. Yes.
in a different market. So you have the ability to certainly do that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Erin. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions before we move on? Okay. So now I want to go back to campaigns here, because what I want to show you is if you did make a postcard or you wanted to do a direct mail campaign, how to do a direct mail campaign. So we're going to go to create a new campaign, and we're going to go to direct mail. And again, it's going to give you kind of the same thing here, and you can decide what your goal is. And the options down here would be to default templates provided. So if you want to use the templates that are provided in here, which there are templates provided, you can, or you can upload your own template if you created something in Designs or you have something from somewhere else that you would want to use. It's just going to have, you're going to have it be a specific size, and I'll show you that in a second. So let's say you want to use the default templates. You can select that and hit Setup Campaign. And again, you can select a listing if you're doing it to promote a listing, which in most cases with these cards, you would be promoting a listing. And over here on the right, you can see the default templates that they have for the listing. So you can decide, again, if you want to have this be about a specific listing by coming in here, choosing the listing, and again, it will pull in all of the information from the listing. It'll pull in the address and the town, the listing details. If it doesn't happen to pull in some of the information, you can obviously add it here. It'll give you a description. The description will print on the back of the postcard, so you could change that and make that what you want. Listing photo. The one thing with this is if this pulls listing photos automatically from the MLS, and they're too small when it pulls them from the MLS. So to make a postcard through here using one of these templates, you will have to have a higher resolution version of your photo saved. So whatever you used originally before you uploaded it into the MLS is what you would want to upload here. So if you have that higher resolution listing photo, you would want to upload that here, because it's probably going to give me an error message that my card is too, that my picture. It'll have the agent name, obviously. If you pick your own listing, the agent will be you. It'll have your market center information. And then here is where you can target. So again, you can do local targeting like we did before, where you can pick a certain area and farm around. Or if you have addresses to all of your contacts, you can target your database. But if I want to do local targeting, I can do that. And then I can decide how many cards I want to do. And when I go to, it's going to actually not let me go through the next part of this because I do not have a high resolution listing photo. So I'm going to go back to direct mail for a second. And what I'm going to show you is how you can do a postcard campaign with a design that you've already created. And it works exactly the same way. So instead of selecting default template, I'm going to select upload a custom template. And that's like a pre-made design. So it's going to ask you to browse. And what's going to happen is it has to be a certain size. So if I were to hit browse and find the card that I made before, it's going to tell me that it's not the right size, but it's going to say here expected. Going to tell me what the size should be. So the size should be 1875 by 2775. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to take the design that we created and modify the size. So I'm just going to go into my computer. I'm going to open the design that I created. So here's my card. And up at the top right, you're going to see 3 little dots at the very, very top right of your photo screen. And I can go resize, and I can do define custom dimensions, and I can put exactly the dimensions they told me that my card needed to be, and save. Just save it as resize so I know which one I need. And now when I go back to my campaign, and now I go to browse for the file, it'll be the right size. And I can do the same thing with the back. I didn't save the back, so let's just, for the sake of this, say that I saved a different back, but I'll just import the same thing. Again. So now I have my front and my back of my card. It's the proper size, and now I can continue. And I can start to put in all my information. So it's going to ask for your market center name. It doesn't auto-populate this, and I don't really know why. And your market center information. And again, I don't know why it doesn't auto-populate this, but hopefully it will at some point. And again, it's going to say targeting. I want to do local targeting. So what you would do here is put in the street address more than likely of the property that you wanted, or a starting point for your farming. So even if it's not the street address of the property, you're farming a completely separate neighborhood, you'll want to just put in, though, the address of exactly where you want to start your farm. So I would save that, and then I can decide here exactly how many cards I want to do, and then can go to the next page, which is configure targeting. So yes, I want to create this campaign, and here is where you get to decide exactly who gets your card. So here's where you get to go through and decide where you're targeting to. Come on. The beauty of live television. Oh, shoot. Well, we're going to see how quick I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a campaign and how fast I can to get back to the page we were just on. Main Street, advertise listing, upload a template, browse for my template. Postcard back. And next. And it's going to make me put all this information in again. Okay, so now targeting, I want to do local targeting. And let's see what happens now when we go to the next page. Let's hope it loads. And this page does not want to load for me today. So what usually happens on this page, and I apologize that for some reason it is just not loading, you're going to be given the option of where you want to send it to. So it's going to ask you some questions. It's going to let you configure where you want it to go. So if I said the 75 closest houses to 123 Main Street in Middletown, I can decide what square footage of house I want it to go to. I can decide when the house was last sold. I can decide the price point of the house, and I can toggle through all of those. And I apologize that for whatever reason it's not showing. I'll be able to decide and narrow down. So let's say that in that 75 home radius, there are some really small little houses or some little mobile homes, and you don't want to target those. You can take the toggle that would be here that shows you square footage, and you can drag it up so that there's nothing under 1,000 square foot. Nothing that's under 1,000 square foot will get a postcard from you. So you're able to target it specifically to those areas. So you would be able to, target it around. So I'm sorry again that this page does not show, but it will have it here, and then you would hit send, and it would allow you to send your postcards. Does anybody have any questions about postcards? Go ahead, Linda. Linda, you have a question?
Hi. Are you
Hi.
recording this? So if I wanted to.
I am, yes.
Thank you, because I'm gonna forget half of it. I haven't had.
That's okay. It's being recorded, and I really apologize that the screen is not showing, and I don't
No.
know why the screen is not showing. But
This
that's
is-
the screen where you can just target through
Right.
your database, through the different, it'll give you square footage options, price options, year built options,
Wow.
and an option to decide how long they've owned the house. So if you don't want to send it to anybody that has owned the house within a year, you can set the toggle for that particular.
Phenomenal. This is making me so happy. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're so happy.
Thank you, Erin.
So definitely, to come in here, you can certainly, play around with the Facebook campaigns, play around with the direct mail campaigns, and decide how you want to spend your money and how you want to use this platform. You can create campaigns for just plain social posts if you choose to. So if you wanted to just make a Facebook post to your group of people that like your Facebook page, you could come in here, write a post, upload a video. So let's say you wanted to upload some of the virtual tour videos that you guys have been making over the last couple of weeks, your, virtual property tours, you could post that here. And for free, you could post that on the page that your public Facebook page. And you can decide here if you want to schedule the post or publish it immediately and do just a generic ad to your Facebook page for free right through here. And it keeps track of everything. So the difference between doing it from here and going straight to Facebook is that through here, it keeps track of everything that you've done. So you can keep a record, especially if they're tied to a property, you can keep a record of everything that's been done for those properties, so that there's kind of like a timeline of all of your work all in one place. And you can always look at any of your paid ads, any of your email campaigns, direct mail campaigns, and everything will show in here like an archive for you to come back and see. And like I mentioned earlier, the paid ads will actually show you your return on investment. So this is very easy ways that you can come in here and you can create designs and you can create campaigns for lead generation. I'll just open it up if anybody has any questions before we end. Well, thank you guys all for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope that you are being super productive at home. We have one. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Erin.
You're welcome, guys. Have a great one.